The Yaka Arrow. A simple fin-guided projectile that becomes the galaxy's deadliest tool in the hands of Yondu Udonta. Forged from sound-sensitive Yaka metal on Centauri 4, this arrow defies physics, changing direction instantly and accelerating to supersonic speeds with a simple whistle. In Guardians of the Galaxy, Yondu clears an entire squad of Sakaran soldiers without taking a step, the arrow weaving through armor and flesh like a red streak of light. Its true terror is unleashed in Volume 2, where it drills through spaceship hulls and shatters reinforced glass to eliminate dozens of mutineers in seconds. It acts as a high-velocity drone, capable of intimidating targets by hovering inches from their eyes or igniting fuel cells from hundreds of meters away to destroy massive fleets. However, its power is tied entirely to the user's whistle and cybernetic fin. When Nebula destroyed Yondu's fin, the weapon became useless. But with the prototype fin installed, its range and control amplified, proves that a single arrow, wielded with mastery, can outclass entire armies. The Destroyer. Odin's ultimate security system, an enchanted suit of hollow armor that guards Asgard's vault. In Thor, it lands in New Mexico and acts as an unstoppable juggernaut. Shield bullets ricochet harmlessly off its metal, and impalement by Asgardian weapons only causes it to rearrange its plates and heal instantly. Its primary offense is a high-intensity disintegration beam fired from its faceplate, capable of vaporizing cars, leveling buildings, and disintegrating frost giants. It functions like a walking tank, slow but inevitable. When Thor regained his powers, he had to generate a massive tornado just to lift it off the ground. Even then, it survived the fall and required a supercharged strike from Mjolnir directly into its energy core to finally shatter. S.H.I.E.L.D. later repurposed its wreckage to build experimental energy weapons, proving that even the scraps of the destroyer are more dangerous than modern artillery. It's a mindless, indestructible force of nature that obeys only the king. The Ten Rings. Cosmic artifacts that grant eternal life and the power to topple empires. Not magic, but advanced technology, these rings adapt to the user's will. Wenwu used them for 1,000 years as brutal projectiles and concussive whips to destroy armies and shatter ancient gates. They grant superhuman strength, durability, and energy manipulation. In Shang-Chi, the hero unlocks their true potential, turning their energy from blue to gold and using them to fly and maneuver in midair. The rings possess a hive mind, defending their master instinctively. Their peak feat was the destruction of the Dweller in Darkness. Shang-Chi concentrated all 10 into a spinning beam that drilled through the interdimensional monster. When activated fully, they sent a beacon signal deep into the cosmos that even Captain Marvel couldn't identify, hinting at an origin far older and more dangerous than anything on Earth. They're versatile, indestructible, and capable of ending wars in a single stroke. Mjolnir. Forged from Uru metal in the heart of a dying star, this hammer is the ultimate symbol of Asgardian might. Its enchantment.
Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor.
Ensures it cannot be used by enemies. It grants flight, weather control, and the ability to summon devastating lightning storms. Thor used it to crush Chitauri leviathans and level Jotunheim forests. Its perfect recall allows it to return to the user's hand through any obstacle. In Endgame, Captain America proved his worthiness, using Mjolnir to uppercut Thanos and summon lightning to stun the Titan. It's a tactical nuke and a melee weapon in one. However, it has its limits. Hela, the goddess of death, caught it with one hand and crushed it, proving her raw power exceeded Odin's magic. Yet even shattered, the shards retain their enchantment, later reassembling to empower Jane Foster. It's a weapon that judges the soul as much as it destroys the body. Casket of Ancient Winters. An ancient relic of Jotunheim capable of plunging solar systems into eternal ice ages. King Laufey used this glowing blue box to freeze the armies of the 9 realms instantly. Unlike natural cold, the casket projects an inexhaustible beam of sub-zero energy that flash freezes matter on contact, even halting the magical energy of the Bifrost Bridge. Its danger lies in its apocalyptic scale. Fully opened, it creates a polar vortex that sucks thermal energy from the atmosphere, turning lush worlds into frozen wastelands. Loki used it to freeze Heimdall solid before the Asgard Guardian could draw his sword. The ice it generates is incredibly dense, acting as both a barrier and a biological weapon that causes immediate necrotic frostbite to non-giants. While Odin locked it away to prevent planetary destruction, its power remains potent enough that a mere touch revealed Loki's true heritage, stripping his disguise. It's a doomsday device, offering no defensive utility, only absolute, freezing annihilation. The Darkhold, the Book of the Damned. Written by the demon Chthon, it is a corrupting repository of all dark magic. It stains the reader's fingers black and erodes their soul, but offers godlike power in return. In WandaVision, Agatha Harkness used it to warp reality, but the Scarlet Witch unlocked its true horror, dreamwalking. This spell allows a sorcerer to possess their alternate self across the multiverse. Wanda used it to infiltrate Earth 838, erasing Black Bolt's mouth and shredding the Illuminati in seconds. The book acts as a chaos magic battery, amplifying power to a level where a user can rewrite reality or destroy entire organizations alone. The cost is absolute madness. The book twists the mind, making the user paranoid and violent. Doctor Strange used it to possess a corpse and fight across dimensions, gaining a permanent third eye as a scar of its corruption. It's the most dangerous magical artifact in existence, turning its user into a multiversal threat. Stormbreaker, the King's Weapon. Forged by Eitri to kill Thanos, it is the strongest weapon in Asgardian history. It shares Mjolnir's lightning summoning and recall, but adds the power of the Bifrost, allowing instant teleportation across the universe. In Infinity War, Thor uses it to turn the tide in Wakanda, the axe flying like a boomerang to decapitate outriders. Its raw power is unmatched. It cut straight through a focused beam from all 6 Infinity Stones and buried itself in Thanos' chest. Unlike Mjolnir, it has no worthiness enchantment, only a strength requirement. A mortal attempting to wield it would crumble into madness, but a god becomes near unstoppable. It's durable enough to block the Power Stone and sharp enough to pierce Titan's skin. It can even heal its user, infusing a dying Thor with cosmic energy. Stormbreaker is a sharp instrument of a king, designed for one purpose, to kill the maddest titans. Loki's Scepter. The weapon that nearly ended the world in 2012. Gifted by Thanos, it houses the Mind Stone, allowing for powerful blue plasma blasts that flip cars and destroy bunkers. But its true terror is mind control. A simple touch to the chest enslaves the victim, turning allies like Hawkeye into loyal pawns. It emits a subtle frequency that incites aggression, nearly tearing the Avengers apart from the inside. Hydra used it to unlock the latent powers of Wanda and Pietro Maximoff, creating a Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Ultimately, its casing was shattered by Ultron to reveal the Infinity Stone within, which birthed Vision. It's a weapon of subversion and creation, responsible for the Chitauri invasion, the rise of Hydra, and the creation of Ultron. It doesn't just kill, it turns your greatest assets against you. The Eye of Agamotto. The Sorcerer Supreme's ultimate defense. Housing the Time Stone, this amulet controls causality. Doctor Strange used it to reverse time in Hong Kong, watching destroyed skyscrapers reassemble and the dead return to life. It can create time loops to trap infinite beings like Dormammu, forcing a surrender through endless repetition. In Infinity War, Strange used it to view 14 million possible futures in minutes, finding the single path to victory. The Eye is dangerous. Careless use creates paradoxes that fracture reality. It requires complex spells to operate, acting as a safeguard against the inexperienced. Thanos crushed the amulet to take the stone, but for centuries, it was the only shield protecting Earth from mystical annihilation. It is the only weapon that can undo defeat and rewrite history. Infinity Gauntlet. The apex of power. Designed to harness all 6 Infinity Stones, it grants omnipotence. Space, reality, power, soul, mind, and time controlled simultaneously. Thanos used it to pull moons from orbit, turn heroes into blocks, and absorb massive explosions. Its ultimate function is the snap, a release of gamma radiation strong enough to light up a continent, erasing half of all life in the universe instantly. It turns the user into a god, capable of rewriting existence on a whim. However, the toll is immense. The energy surge permanently scarred Thanos and crippled the Hulk. When Tony Stark used it, the power killed him. It renders all other weapons obsolete. Stormbreaker might wound the user, but the gauntlet decides if the user and the universe even exists. It is the undisputed #1, a tool that doesn't just win wars, but ends the concept of conflict itself.
We're all gonna die.